Hey everyone, this is the datepodcast.com. This is Zorric.
Hi everyone, this is Emma.
It's been a great week here.
It has.
Lots of dating going on.
On Zorric's end.
Or lack thereof dating.
On my end.
Well, who knows? We can change that for sure. We can change that.
I am trying.
You know, it's about moving forward and action.
That is true.
I'm reading this book. It's interesting. It's called Un-F Yourself.
Oh, is it actually F or does it say the word?
It says it all. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it talks about just taking action, like our thoughts really to drive how we feel.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's the same thing with dating. You know how we talk about, we need to meet people and we need to this and that. And the action is getting on the apps.
Yeah.
Because people are on it.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, they're just on it. They're off. And then
Me.
And then when they're off, or or someone's talking to me and they say, "Oh, I haven't met anybody yet." I'm like, "So what are you doing? Are you going out? Are you on apps? Or you got to take action."
That's true. And if you're me and you get off the apps for a while, I feel like I do own up that I'm like, yeah, I want to meet someone, but I'm not doing anything about it. So, I really can't complain.
Well, it's okay because most people want to meet in person.
That is true. Me.
At Target or where do you go? Kroger, CVS,
Tom Thumb,
Discount Tire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am at all the tire shops at all the time.
That's where the men are.
Yes.
For sure.
Yep, for sure.
So today we're going to talk about slow dating.
Ooh, slow dating.
And we're reading this article by Shana Leibowitz. It's in the Business Insider. And it says here, the latest relationship trend is slow dating. And it's a recall from years of swiping through apps. Mm-hmm. Just taking that sentence, though, if I look back at Tinder, it's lots and lots and lots of swiping and options.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's an overload. Mm-hmm. And so I think when she says slow dating, it means they're doing it from the app's perspective, because below it's talking about, she talks about how dating apps are starting to offer fewer options.
It sounds slow dating just doesn't sound like what they're trying to provide. Mm-hmm. It sounds very different.
Yeah.
We're just slow dating.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but we're just slow dating. Forever
slow dating. and it's the total opposite from Tinder, because if you keep going into the article, it talks about how limiting your dating options could be the smartest move when it comes to dating, since having too many options can make it harder to choose anyone.
Yeah. Well, it turns out that I have been slow dating, so...
Wait, so...
Cool.
So when you slow date...
Or I've been participating in slow dating, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah, and also... So how do you choose? Because let's say you have, I don't know, a handful of guys. Mm-hmm. And she's saying here it's harder to choose anyone.
Yeah. I can see that. The app that I've been using that is also featured on this article is Coffee Meets Bagel. And I enjoy it. I like being able to go through the matches that they have for me. I think I get about 7. I don't know, something like that, 5, 7, and then I can swipe right or left. But it's just nice to know that they've gone through the extra step of seeing if we will be compatible in some way. Yeah.
Yeah, the article even talks about this. It says men receive up to 21 matches every day and select the people they like. Women, you say you get around 7 or something like that?
5 to 7.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, it's less than 10.
I think that gives you time to kind of peruse their pictures and really take a thoughtful look at what they're saying and what, even what's in the background, how do they dress, where are they eating at in that picture?
And I like how they have their profile set up too. it's just easy to scroll through it. So
Yeah, user friendly.
It is user friendly. Thank you.
Yeah. And they also talk about an app called Once. I've never been on this app. We're not doing our homework, Emma. We should be on every app.
I know. Oh man.
Every app once, like once. And it says here, you answer some questions about your preferences in a mate and rate the attractiveness of different people. And then based on that, it kind of gives you people as well. So you have 24 hours to decide whether or not you're interested.
And you just get one match every day.
From a tech perspective, how do you calculate that? How do you know
if this person's going to be compatible with this other person?
Yeah, there's got to be, I guess from a physical standpoint, there's got to be some mathematics. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, I'm sure beauty can be classified mathematically somehow, logically. I feel like it has been.
Yeah, remember that
in some way.
Remember that app, Hot or Not? Or was it a website?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where Tinder kind of came up with her.
Really?
With her design, Hot or Not. Yeah.
That's funny. I remember. I was never on it, but I remember it.
That was.
Were you?
You're too young for this. Yeah. Definitely. So on top of Once, Coffee Meets Bagel, and The League, there's also The League, and this says it's a more selective app for ambitious young professionals.
Selective in what way?
I was on The League for a while, and it looks at your LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
So number one, it verifies that you do have a job, or you're a professional. You're a professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because women want a guy with a job, maybe. Always. But what if he was like Brad Pitt? Like that.
Brad Pitt has a job.
Well, what if he would? Well, yeah. Hold on. Maybe he looked like Brad Pitt without the money and the job and experience.
Well, so no job.
No job. You met him at a tire store, a discount tire.
Does he work at the tire store?
Yeah.
Then that's his job.
But he's Brad Pitt. He's Brad Pitt at the discount tire store.
I mean, Brad Pitt is a very good-looking man, so.
Yes, I agree. He's very.
So.
Okay.
I can overlook.
You can. So okay. So what if he was?
Fine.
What if he was the smartest guy in the world?
Okay.
And he did not look like Brad Pitt. He was like the opposite.
What's his personality like?
He has everything, all the personality that you can ever want.
So can he make me laugh?
Yeah, of course.
Then okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm not that shallow.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to make sure. Because from a man's perspective, it's like, is she hot? Is she hot? Is she hot? That's basically.
Really?
Yeah.
So I guess women are a little bit nicer sometimes when it comes to looks.
I think you guys can overlook.
We can.
Yeah. So on top of that, it talks about The League. It also says something about that, again, choice overload and paradox of choice. So it's just like going into, I don't know if you've been to Steel City Pops, the popsicle store, and it's so good. Like everything is good there. The cinnamon pop, the lemonade pop, but there's so many choices, and I do not. The first time I went there, I was like, I don't know what to get.
Yeah, that's true. I always stick with my same one.
So if you stick with your same one,
I stick with the same popsicle.
There's some psychology to that too, because do women pick the same type of guy? Right? You know how like people they're like, oh, I keep seeing that he always treats me this way, and it's like every guy.
Well, yeah, I feel like if we're gonna look at that, then we're gonna be focusing on certain traits that we're comfortable with, maybe, and so that can make us seem like we're attracting the same guy over and over.
Are you attracting or are you selecting?
Selecting, maybe.
My therapist would tell me my picker's wrong because I'm not always dating the same type of women.
But I think that that's something that just as humans, like we do, like we go towards sometimes we go towards the more comfortable choice. There's going to be people that don't, but I think the majority of us stick with the comfort.
I think that's also something in the book I was reading, the F Yourself. It talks about we're okay with being okay until we're ready to make some massive action. You know,
Right.
Tony Robbins says stuff like that. But so the point of this is if you keep on dating, you keep on having the same rut,
Right.
the same type of, you date someone for about a year or two and you break up. You date another guy, you break up, and it's similar. That means from
Something different needs to happen.
within yourself.
Right.
Like based on this book too. That's what it
Right.
says. You need to change your mentality. And we can go hours about this.
Oh, yeah, for
but
sure.
but anyway, so let's continue. So
Okay.
this also says, again, she talks a lot about the overload,
Yeah.
choice overload, paradox of choice, and then cognitive overload. So it says here, our brain is not well built to choose between hundreds or thousands of alternatives.
And that's true. Like whenever I'm doing family work, a lot of times I teach families to give their children 2 choices the most, because you can easily pick between 2 versus 5
Yeah.
choices. So I totally see this now, just thinking about like my perspective with my job.
Do you know how many thoughts we have per day?
No, but do you?
I do. It's 40 to 50,000 thoughts. So we have all these thoughts, and it's also in this book too. By the way, we have all these thoughts, and then we're dating, and then we have all these alternatives. So now we're just confused and frustrated like everyone else is.
Of course.
So
It's too much.
And then the app continues to say, or not app, the article, it says you can swipe for hours and match with dozens of people
That's true.
and not hear back from anyone.
Which is really frustrating
Or it says here your conversations will peter out.
because that does happen. And I think that the part of it is, I don't know. I think it's not much fun to do text conversations or messages. I think that it has to be a point where we need the face-to-face, and I think we forget that, and that's why conversations peter out over text messages, because you have to have a certain level of closeness and connection for you to be able to be texting all day. Yeah.
Yeah, I also think it's more of the man. I think there's 2 types of us. There's one that is serious, so he's a kamikaze. So he goes in there, 3 or 4 messages, bam, let's hang out.
Right.
Whereas the other guy, he's new to dating, and he sends you like 20 or 30 messages, and nothing happens. Just kind of, it's called the slow fade. Did we learn? Was it the slow fade we learned the other day? Anyways, it's something like that.
Okay.
But I'm sure there's some in the middle. There's got to be a lot in the middle that do go out, that don't go out, that are more maybe analytical. So before they even meet, they want to see how you react to different questions.
Right.
And
But
yeah.
how do you get that reaction that you're looking for in text messages then, or just messages?
I don't know, because you can always
Okay.
you can always say the wrong thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Or you can read the message in a wrong tone of voice.
Yeah. And so the last thing about this article we'll talk about is Esther Perel.
Esther
Oh,
Perel.
excuse me, Esther. She says, the one, there's someone who suits you well enough. And once you decide you're going to be in a relationship with that person, you mold the relationship into something that suits you even better. So she's saying basically there's no such thing as the one.
Right.
Yeah.
She's also a renowned sex therapist.
Oh.
So a lot of her work is with infidelity and then sex therapy.
Okay. Okay. So she knows a lot about the one.
Yeah, I just went to a training for her a few weeks ago.
Did you meet her? Or?
I did. She's close friends with one of my old professors.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. We should have. Does she have more content? I guess. Does
Oh
she
yeah,
have- she
for
has- she has
sure.
a
I mean,
book
y'all
or
can look
something?
her up on YouTube and go to her website. She has a lot of information.
Okay, so that's Esther
Esther
Perel,
Perel.
Perel.
But it looks like Esther.
Esther for us Texans. Esther. Just look up Esther Perel. So, anyways, this was a great article. It's called Slow Dating, and it's written by Shana Leibowitz from the Business Insider. Check it out. And this was a few days ago, so it's pretty recent.
Very cool. Yeah.
Okay. So the next topic we want to talk about is, again, Tinder. The reason why we pick on Tinder is just there's so much content, and it's probably the leader, I think.
They do have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think that they are the leader
And
of the dating apps.
yeah, lots of people writing about them, a lot of stuff on the internet about Tinder. And so this is about paying for apps. I pay for some. I don't know if you pay for some.
I haven't paid lately.
Okay.
I am a believer that if I'm going to pay for something, I want to make sure that it's something that's been established and sort of has like the data to back them up.
Okay. So they have kind of some skin in the game. They have a bunch of users, and maybe your friends have used it.
Yes.
And maybe your friends have talked about it and said good things about it. So you're a slow adopter, we call in business school. Yeah, you're not like the early birds that jump on every single app and try it out.
Not on everything. There's some things that I do try where I'm like, yay, technology's amazing. And then I like when it comes to like the relationship parts of apps or the using of apps, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to be slow about this. I want to see someone use it before I use it. Hi everyone, this is Emma. I've recently found a dating app I've enjoyed using, Bopsy. Simply, it's video speed dating. Bopsy gives me the ability to meet 6 guys through live video. At the end of each session, I pick either C for like or Bop for dislike. When we both like each other, we continue the connection over chat messaging. Check it out today at bopsy.com.
Based on this article, it's written by Patrick Allen. It says, what are you paying for with Tinder Plus and Tinder Gold? So there's 2 types of subscriptions.
So you have regular Tinder, Tinder Gold, and then Tinder Plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first step is Tinder. I guess you can call it Tinder regular or Tinder basic. You get 100 swipes. But when you go to Tinder Plus, you can rewind, which is similar to undo.
The backtrack.
It's like a backtrack. It's a Control Z. And it says... He says here, what was I thinking?
So this is, if you can rewind on anyone that you've swiped right or left on. So if you accidentally swipe to left, you're like, no, I like them. You can go back.
This says, that's what it says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Lets you re-swipe someone that you actually swiped away forever, so there's no misconnections. Okay, so if you swipe left, then you can swipe right again.
All right, because, what if I swipe right on someone and I accidentally did that and I later wanted to swipe left on them?
Mm-hmm. This is confusing. Yeah. But
No, you're right the first time. Yeah.
I gotcha.
You swipe left and then you can swipe right.
Gotcha. So also there's the passport option. So it says here you can change your location and swipe through people who live in another area.
Huh.
So I travel a lot for work, and so
this would be convenient for you then.
Yeah. So it says here if you travel a lot, this can be useful for setting up dates ahead of time. And
so like if you're going to be, I don't even know where you're going. Boston?
Austin. Not Boston.
So if you were going to Austin, you could change your Tinder location to Austin and then have like a date meet you there already.
You can, but so this could be a whole topic, but visitors from other cities. Because when I travel and when you do match with people over at a different location and you do match and you do speak and you meet there, first of all, if you're looking for something serious, if you're in your 30s, you probably are. But when you're traveling, the other person will always ask you, what do you want? Right. What are you looking for? Is it just sex?
Is that an appropriate first date question?
What do you want? Yeah, that's
Okay,
appropriate.
okay.
I think that's fair game.
I don't. Can the first date just be fun?
It can be fun.
Can it just be like talking to someone?
Yeah, it can be whatever you want and whatever you want.
Because I get weirded out when I get asked that question on a first date.
Yeah, maybe it's too serious for you.
It's too serious for me.
Slow dater.
Yep.
Yeah. With everything. Yeah. With adopting apps too. She's very slow. So
I am not your typical millennial.
No, we're learning more and more about that.
Yes.
So also you get unlimited likes. So if you I think it's if you swipe more than 100 times, right more than 100 times, then you can definitely use this version. And it also talks about how they have a sliding scale when it comes to their prices.
Ooh.
So if you live, it says here, depending on where you live and how old you are, you pay more or less. So if you're 28 or younger and live in a developing nation, Tinder Plus could cost you as little as $3 per month, which that sounds like a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it just depends. And if you're older and somewhere more developed, then it could be $20 or more.
Well.
Yeah. Well, that's $20 that's about how much most apps cost. Yeah.
But I mean, why? Just because we're over 28, like, why do we have to pay more?
It's age discrimination.
That is age.
That's what it says here too. But so on top of that, the sliding scale, we have this Tinder Gold, which is also new, and there's a monthly boost feature which lets you skip the line. So let's say, Emma, you have, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 people that you're waiting to swipe right or left on or evaluate their profile, look at their picture. And if I'm number 47, I can skip to first with a monthly boost.
Huh.
Yeah, so you just skip the line and you can meet people faster.
But it has the time limit of you can do this for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess you would have to wait until it was peak swiping time.
Yeah, best to wait to use this feature. But
what is best swipe picking time?
I've heard lots of different things.
So have I. Yeah.
I've heard that 9 to 5.
Yes.
Is because people are bored at work. And so if you think about that too, people swipe during work hours.
For sure.
That doesn't mean they're serious about their swiping. They're just like playing a game to pass the time.
That's
yeah. Oh, as you look at me with this frown. Okay. Except for Emma. She's serious about this. But also Sunday. Yeah. To be determined. There's also Sunday night, according to Match. Sunday evening is when people feel most single.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that Sunday night is usually my night where I'm like, all right, let's swipe tonight.
So guys, gals, that's when you'll get the most matches.
Yep.
Sunday nights. So I would use the boost. I would just use it on Sunday night. That's the best time to use it.
Probably like 8 to 9 at night. That's when everybody's starting to get ready for bed.
Yeah.
And at home watching TV.
Yeah, usually I watch TV and then I'll
and
swipe and I'll watch TV and I'll swipe or I'll play a game or something. But one last option or feature it gives you is the likes you feature. So if someone swipes right on you, you see this little yellow heart that says it just indicates that someone's liked you.
Okay.
And you can click on that, and it'll show you whether or not it will show you the picture, and you can either swipe right or swipe left.
Huh.
So you don't always have to swipe basically to find someone. You can just depend on this feature to kind of collect your likes and then use it that way. So maybe
there's a lot of options on Tinder now.
Yeah, maybe it saves you some time with this Tinder Gold. And I'm guessing, what does this say? I'm guessing you pay more for Tinder Gold than...
Yeah, it looks like they have a $4.99 or $5 monthly fee plus the Tinder... Oh, with the Tinder Plus. So you pay for... So it'd be the 20 plus 5, let's say, if you're paying up to the 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's Tinder. So if everyone wants to pay, then I'd say pay, but look out and just figure out what you're looking for. There's different options.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, Emma, what's going on in your life? Anything interesting?
Yeah, I'm back on a lot more dating apps.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Don't say it's because it's an assignment.
It's not an assignment. It's spring for me. This is when I decide that I want to start dating. So, this is my peak time.
Okay.
And then after spring and summer, I don't want to date.
Yeah, this is your cuffing season. I guess.
This is my cuffing season.
And
Yeah.
and summer's good. Summer's good for
Summer's good,
outdoor
for sure.
activities. You can. There's a lot of museums out.
There's a lot of stuff to do.
Arboretum you can go to.
For
so
sure.
it's a really good time.
For sure. What about you? What's going on with you?
Nothing. I'm just testing out these apps and.
Are
know-
you doing it as an assignment, Zorric?
No, I'm not doing
Okay.
it as assignment. I'm eating a lot. I went to
Nice.
this restaurant last night. It was really good.
Cool.
It's called Bullion. Bullion. Bullion in Dallas. It's a French restaurant. It's one of those places where it's like a wine and dine type
Nice.
place. So we were talking around the table. We were like, why don't we take our dates here? Because it's
Yeah.
very classy. And
sure.
I'll show you pictures.
The French know how to do it.
I know,
don't know what
I
else
know.
to tell you.
And, the escargot was amazing. I don't know if you like escargot, but
I do.
aphrodisiac, right?
Is it really?
This escargot, and they had this thing called chantilly cream. Have you had chantilly cream?
I have.
It's so good, and it's in their desserts, and it's to die for, really. So okay, well,
Very cool.
I think our time is up. So,
yes, it is.
Emma, anything you want to talk about? Plug last minute. Learn anything? Did
Nope,
you?
not
No,
yet.
you didn't learn anything.
I did learn a lot of things. I learned that I am a slow dater
Mm-hmm.
with my apps and in life.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. And you may or may not meet someone at the tire store. Who knows?
I may or may not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not opposed to it either.
Okay. We'll see.
We'll see.
Gotcha.
What about you?
Okay, and for me, nothing. I just want to plug my Instagram. You guys can reach me at Zorric Sia and check us out, datepodcast.com, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.